Should be live. I'm gonna give it 10 seconds. I'm gonna see. It should be working. No, not yet. Am I live? What is going on? Refreshed. Can you see me and hear me? Is everything working as it should? Give me a. Okay. I think it's okay now. You're watching me? Hi, welcome back. I should be live right now. Welcome back to Supercharged Fridays. How are you doing if you're catching me live? Let me know in the comments that you're here. It's not ideal because I'm on my mobile and I see that it's not looking very nice. Anyway, how are you doing? If you're watching me live, let me know that things are working as they should. I'm on my mobile, so I'm going to be a little bit closer. Anyway, welcome back. Welcome back to Supercharged Fridays. If we haven't met before, hi, my name is Sonal Pahel. I am a career strategist and former HR director with about 2 decades of experience, a beautiful international experience in India, South America, and Europe. And I help people who either don't like their job or they don't like how they're getting paid, or they're in the middle of a change, whether it's their choice or not, doesn't matter, right? I help you to get to your goals faster. If this is what you're about, consider being in my universe. I have a newsletter, a podcast, YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and of course, my favorite thing is working with my group in my group coaching program. That's my signature program. If any of this interests you, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm happy you're here. So what else is happening? Let us get straight into. So what I do in these Fridays is Q&A basically. All right. If you've got something on your mind, feel free to share. This is a safe space. Okay. And if you're particularly in like a sensitive role and you're like, LinkedIn is very public, no worries. Feel free to join me on YouTube. I'm live right now as we speak. If you're watching me, I'm on YouTube as well. Just find my channel. Just go to YouTube, write my name, you will find me. Someone said once, Google me. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds arrogant, but yeah, you'll find me. Google me. I think when you Google me, the first thing comes up is YouTube because YouTube is owned by Google. So if there's something on your mind, feel free to share. I can give you perspectives, right? So thank you for being here, YouTube folks. I'm happy you're here. Hi, Shubham. Nice to see you. I don't know if you can see if I highlight a message. You can't see it. It's weird. Show. Yeah, now you can see it. Long time. Thank you. I'm well, and I hope the same for you. Hi, Diana. How are you doing? Pamal, thank you for being here. So what can I do to help you? Feel free to share. How was your week? What's up? What's going on? This might be, could it be the shortest live stream I've ever done? I have to be a bit more careful to go a bit further because otherwise I'm like too close to this because I'm looking at LinkedIn at the same time. I'm looking at my laptop at the same time because sometimes there is a glitch in the synchronization, and now I'm looking at LinkedIn and I'm like, okay, I'm really close to the camera right now. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Ugh, my greasy face. Give me a sec. Let me just kind of powder my nose. Not metaphorically. Actually, literally. Just give me a sec. Get rid of some of that shine. I beg your pardon. I should have done this when. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe I should have. Never mind. We're doing things on the fly. I got a question. We are in business. Let's go. What's up, Shubham? So the question is, I'm going to see it on my screen because it's easier, bigger. Otherwise, I'm like, yeah, trust me, you don't want that. What's up, Shubham? How do you see the landscape changing with AI and the To nest skills and upskill in terms of personal branding. Not quite sure I follow the question, Shubham, and I'm not saying that because of the typo. That's not a big deal. I'm used to those. When I get questions like, how do you see the landscape changing on this? How do you view this? What are your predictions on this? I'm like a little bit of a nervous Nelly. Because honestly, things are changing so fast. I was reading somewhere the way AI is right now, it is getting like, for example, just OpenAI, right? The guys that own ChatGPT, it's getting double in strength every 3 months. That's what I read. Double in strength every 3 months. I think that I think it's no longer optional, Shubham. The way I'm looking at it, it's like, the way the internet was back in the day, in like the late 90s and early 2000s. Those who learned and adapted are the ones that survived versus those that were like, we're going to go the traditional route, whether it's journalism, old fashioned magazines, papers. I mean, those guys are the ones that died a rather slow and unfortunate death. So the way I'm looking at it is it's unfortunate. It's in non-negotiable, but at the same time, it's extremely overwhelming. There's a lot of noise. So the way I would look at this right now is I would upskill in the areas I'm interested in. I just finished a call with someone who's joining my program, and he's like, I'm going to do this certification because it helps me. So I would say that's a good way to look at it. What is it that you want to be doing in the next couple of years? How can AI accelerate your progress? I would look at it this way, if that makes sense. There's a lot that you can be doing. Honestly, most people are currently feeling behind. So, whatever it is that can help you to get a little bit of a leg up is going to help you. But I insist that um, it, I'm showing the wrong comment. I'm sorry. I'm showing the wrong comment. I just noticed. My apologies. Diana, I'm sorry. I'm going to come to you. Upskill in terms of personal branding. Yeah. I would insist that it needs to be in that trifecta of something that you genuinely like doing and you're good at it, as opposed to, I like it, but no one wants that. Then it's a hobby. Let's be clear. We want to be professional. We want to be advancing professionally, which is why you're here today, Shubham, I'm guessing. Right? Not just for the fun of it. You want to do something for the fun of it? That's different. That lights up your soul. That makes you happy. Very cool. Never going to get in the way of doing that. Okay? Cool. Hi, Jeff Young. Good morning. I'm still in Brussels. I'm going to be traveling in 2 weeks' time. I will be in very hot and humid Delhi. But till then, I'm very much in Brussels. How are you in Ohio? How's the weather? You know better not to tell me anything in Fahrenheit. I am not interested. I'm joking. I like teasing you. Thank you for being here, Shobham. I hope this kind of helps you a bit. There's a lot more to this. I'm not an AI expert. You probably need to talk to people who know this better than I do. They'll have way better, stronger opinions on these things. One sec, just change the angle. But these are my preliminary thoughts that come up. Okay. I missed a question by Diana. Okay. I don't want to see it on my phone. Just pardon the mess. Thank you for being here. But just pardon. I don't want to be too close to the phone because it's very like the close up is a little too close for me, if you know what I mean. Hi, YouTube. I see you guys. Thank you for being here, all 6 of you. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. Diana, what's up? Okay. Diana has a question. Diana, you do know there are other ways to approach me, right? I'm not going to say more, but okay. I was asked to explain to a recruiter why I was let go. I honestly feel the reasons provided by my previous employer are not accurate. How do I explain this in an interview? Okay. Very good question, Diana. I think that we need to share the truth, but not the whole truth. I'm not saying you need to lie, but at the same time, listen, I mean, there's all kinds of drama that happens in companies. So I want you to say some, come up with something that you feel is fairly accurate, but at the same time doesn't make you look bad. For example, the priorities have changed inside the company. Are they replacing you? Are they finding someone else? Because if the answer is no, then it's a redundancy. The role no longer exists, right? Do not say anything about they were not happy with my performance. Do not go down that road. Don't poke that bear. Don't um, poke the hornet's nest. I can't think of any more metaphors right now. I've shared three. So you want to practice this answer really well. Okay. And we agreed after 2 years, we agreed that it was the end of the chapter here, and you want to steer the conversation to the future. Don't stay too long here, because the more you do, you're going to start digging your own grave. You don't want to go there, and you'll be digging a hole that you don't want to get out of. So focus, explain as minimally as you can. Okay, the priorities changed. Think of something that would be accurate if it were repeated, but recruiters are used to this. And you live in a country, Diana, where, I mean, being let go is normal. It's not unusual, right? Everybody has that at will employment in the United States. So focus on why it just didn't make any sense. And, they don't tend to probe, was it your decision or their decision? Oh, they don't tend to do that. But they said, oh, yeah, it was decided. And also, I felt that, it's time for me to do something else. You know what I mean? Yeah, I hope that helps you a bit. Of course, if you want to know more, then you know how to get in touch with me, Diana. We are already in touch, right? So I'll help you. Okay, on the phone is really bizarre. I'm not doing this on the phone again. It's a very small screen. Hi, Pamal. Did I say your name correctly? I'm a tech professional. What is better, to stick with my corporate job, or I'm thinking of making YouTube channels on tech tutorial? Why can you not do both, Pamal? Why can't you do both? Why does it have to be all or nothing? I don't get it. Why does it have to be all or nothing? You want to do this for a full time living as doing only YouTube? Fine. I'm never going to stop you. I hope you have a nice financial cushion. There's only so much that passion and dreams can do for us. I'm a bit more practical than that. You can do both. See, give yourself 6 months, give yourself 1 year. If no one's watching, no one's listening, and you're like, oh, I'm glad I didn't quit my day job. And if it turns out this has actually got a life of its own, and you're like, wow, I could actually, at one point, I'm able to replace my full annual income and I can do this, then the market has spoken. Market doesn't lie. Make sense? It's a very personal decision, honestly. You can do what you want. Okay. Hi, Bharat. How are you? Nice to see you. I'm not highlighting your name. Give me a sec. Oh, no, I don't want to put you on timeout. This is such a bizarre thing. Oh, it's so unwieldy. My God, thank you for being so patient. You know what I'm thinking? Maybe. You know what's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. Why am I doing all this silliness? Okay, my office is upstairs, just below the roof. It is so hot today that I'm boiling in that room. And if I turn the fan on, it's like, it looks really pretty. Okay, my hair looks pretty. Anybody who's watching with long hair right now, especially women, that fan swept look is the loveliest thing. So my ego doesn't complain. The problem is it's a really loud fan. It's a really loud fan. Okay. So I was like, I'm going to do it downstairs. Now on my phone, everything I used to do it on a different software, but everything here is so tiny. And I'm so careful because there's these buttons. One of them is very close to end the live stream, the red. So I'm like being extra careful here. I wanted to say hi to Bharat, who dropped me a kind note. I'm just going to look at it. Hi. Hey, Bharat. You got a question. What's up? There's some concern in traditional companies about hiring Gen Z employees. Is there anything that we need to know about navigating this space, please? Oh, that's so interesting, Bharat. You made me think right now. Gen Z employees. I want to show this on the screen. This is important. Gen Z employees. Shailab, Shubham, you guys, I haven't forgotten about you. I saw your comments. I will come to you. I promise. Okay, give me a moment. I'm gonna take the camera. I'm like, what the hell is this overlay? It's pathetic. Okay. Bharat, I lost your comment. If you deleted it, no, I'm gonna be so pissed because I'm spending like 10 minutes looking for your comment. Oh my goodness, I can't find it. Baruch. Uh, it seems to be gone from here. So bizarre. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. So the question was, if you're watching me on LinkedIn, sometimes, hi, I'm back. It's a better experience, not always. Hiring Gen Z. You know, I can't think of any generation that finds some unsettling points about the previous generation. Right? Now, I hear you about Gen Z because there are murmurs. At the same time, my kids, particularly my older one, is probably between Gen Z and Alpha. Gen Z sounds easier. I'm Indian, right? So British English. So Gen Z sounds very American, but yeah. So my kid is in that category as well. So they have their quirks, just like we all did, right? Um, but they've also come from a generation where they were brought up a certain way. They're digital natives, right? They got participation trophies for everything. They haven't learned too much about disappointment. Parents have been wealthier than the previous generation. So I'm just kind of painting the context that they're coming from this. So there are certain things that they're like, I don't like it. So I'm not going to tolerate it. For example, I remember when I started my career in the year 2000, I used to question the work ethic. It was an insane. Like I would be in office from like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and people were not in any hurry to go home. And I used to ask, like, why don't we have something else going on? Why are we on? No one listened to me, right? I was 22. I was stupid. I don't know anything better. I was young. Now these youngsters are talking, but people are listening. They also have social media that amplifies their voice. I think it's high time that there are certain things they say we need to listen. Okay. But having said that, not everything that they say or think is valid. Not everything. It's valid to them, but it may not work. So we need a balance, right? We do want to fit. It cannot be that this is my way or the highway. That's arrogance. It's kind of like some scattered thoughts. Bharat, if you're still around, let me know what you think about this. But I'm glad you asked. Thank you for being here. Okay. Maximize, minimize. Oh, good Lord. Hey, I have another question. I'm going to get into it. I have quite a few questions. It seems like I'm a bit behind. Shubham? Hi, Shubham. I've joined a company recently. It's been a month. Congratulations. That's great. I love the company. The benefits of the company are giving. I got, what's the problem? Because you're here right now, right? I'm waiting for the but. The team is great, vibrant, welcoming, approachable. Still, I feel there's something missing, some void, some work might be getting monotonous. You might be, I don't know, you might be overthinking, you might be nervous. Um, Here's what I think. Okay. When we have been in go mode, or we've been in active job search mode, we are in that fight or flight, you know, brain power. The brain power is being harnessed at the top, right? And we all know when the battery is operated at the highest level, the device heats up, whichever device it is. Now, suddenly, it's like sustainable, things are moving well, and your brain is like, but something is wrong. Something is going to happen. Maybe it's too monotonous. We got used to the adrenaline rush, and where is that now? I don't know. What I will tell you for sure is 1 month is too soon to have any opinions extreme on the positive side or extreme on the negative side. Wait and watch and see and give people benefit of the doubt. Give yourself benefit of the doubt. Okay? Good luck with that. I'm happy for you. Congrats. Enjoy it. You got lots going for you. Okay? People would give an arm and a leg to be in your situation. So focus on what's going well. Hi, GK. Did I miss anything on LinkedIn? Hey, Baruch. Baruch, I'll come to your question in a second. I'm going to take one more from YouTube. A manager assigned higher grade tasks beyond my job description. I refused and requested reclassification. At the end of 10 months, they proposed a termination and severance agreement. Oh my God. To pay, why is it cheaper to pay severance instead of promotion? That makes no sense. GK. I'm sorry. That sounds awful. I might want to talk to an employment lawyer. This sounds messy and it's completely out of my scope here. I will tell you that this is, yeah, it's very disturbing. I'm so sorry that you went through this. And I'm not going to tell you like what to do here. This is not my area of expertise, but it sounds like a very unpleasant business. And in a way, I'm happy you're out of this. Poof, you might need to consult an employment lawyer because, my dear, you have rights. Especially if you're in a country where labor law is, respected. Good luck with that. I'm sorry to hear this. Okay, it's going to get better. Hi, Baruch. How are you? We met on multiple occasions when Baruch, did I say the name correctly? When you were in Antwerp. I see, probably at one of the Antwerp Business School workshops. I'm wondering what to do when employers often say you're overqualified, and for that reason, we don't get interviews. Oh, I hate that, Baruch. I think oftentimes the word overqualified is disguised for age discrimination. It's a disguise for age discrimination. We were looking for someone younger and cheaper. Often, not always. But you might have to challenge it when they say this, particularly when you're like, no, actually, show them you want to compensate that they're thinking. Listen, if they're thinking that, they're thinking that. It's valid, whether you agree with it or not. That's their perception, right? And perception is reality. So you want to be like challenging that, saying, no, and maybe you have to overcompensate with a little bit more motivation why you're hungry for this and why this is the right role. But also, I want to know maybe part two, why are they saying you're overqualified? It's another way of saying either, why did I go off camera here on my laptop? I have no idea what's going on. Okay, never mind. Either it means that you're too old, or it's another way of saying you're too expensive. Usually it's one of the two. Okay? So, yeah. You might have to, tell me also, where is that coming from? Where is that coming from? Yeah. I'm not doing this cell phone thing again. Why do you think they're saying that? Tell me more about that. Refresh. Something acting weird here. I hope that helps you a bit, Baruch. Kapil Sharma. I'm going to do like one YouTube and one LinkedIn. Kapil Sharma. Very popular name in my part of the world. Hi, Kapil. Due to some medical reasons, I had to take a 1-year career break, but now my previous company is not hiring me, and I'm also not getting calls because of this gap. I'm so sorry to hear that, Kapil. I hope you're doing better. I'm guessing you are, because you want to get back to work, right? You want to start earning money again and you want to feel useful again and do good stuff. Here's what I would do. I would address this in the resume directly to, it's the elephant in the room. And I'd say, and basically, this is the reason you took time off and now you're well. Number one, that'll help you to get more calls for interviews. Okay. It's okay. Second, if they're not hiring you, I don't know. I mean, that's really unfortunate. But had they said they would hire you, was it contractual? Or is it that you trusted them and they said, yes, out of good humanity, we will hire you? I don't know. It's hard to say. You can't force them to do something they don't want to do. If they don't want to do it because you were unwell, they're not very nice people. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about you. But if I were on a 1 year break because I wasn't well, obviously something happened to me for 1 year. Nobody just takes time off for the fun of it, right? Unless we are like trust fund kids and we have tons of money in our bank account. Most of us don't have that, right? So if you've taken time off and your employer hasn't shown basic humanity, they're showing you their true colors. Would you want to work there? That's a question I have for you. You don't have to answer that for me right now, but I would rethink that and I would increase my chances and talk to friends and get more conversations moving. Through friends is better chances than applying blindly. Good luck with that. Hi, Sharik. Sharik Ismail. Hi, how are you? How can solopreneurs or freelancers build credibility for leadership roles in the corporate environment? Okay, okay. Sharik, are you interested in like working in the corporate environment as a freelancer? Or are you talking about moving full time in corporate? Because they're very different. But short answer, see, if you're looking at, yeah, no, if, answer that question for me because the answer will vary depending on what your intention is. But you do want to show stories. You need to have a story bank. You need to have those stories on LinkedIn and your resume on the transformation you brought in because of your leadership. How you did it as a solopreneur or a freelancer is not relevant, but the stories you're sharing, do they have the impact? Can they back it up with numbers, their metrics, money saved, made more money because of you, saved more money because of you? What did the company gain? Save time because you were there. Those type of metrics. We want to have those around. I hope that kind of helps you a bit. All right. PJ, what's up? When I was in the US, I felt like time is money and I have a lot of things to do, but not the situation in India in the last 2, 3 years. There's no relevant ROI on effort. Okay, I'm not sure what your question is, but if you don't have a question, I can't. It's a very personal thing. You know what I mean? What you're sharing. It's hard for me to comment on that. Hi, Ilmi. How are you? Technology pushes our buttons. You can say that again. It's not technology here. It's just something as simple as this silly little platform. How are you? Nice to see you. Hi, Ved Prakash. How you doing, babe? Nice to see you again. What's up? You got a question? Message retracted. What is happening, man? Let me see. This is not just tech. It's like folks are having fun with the comment section. Are like, let me just post. Drive Sonal a little crazy. And when she reaches the post, which is like this tiny little thing with my fat fingers, when I reach the comment's gone because the person decided to retract it. You're really having fun with me today, aren't you? Hey, Ved, 6 years experience in banking. Now an offer from Capgemini as a senior consultant. We talked about this, dude. Congratulations, you're showing off now. I'm kidding. And another from Ice Mortgage. Which one is a better to choose? I don't know, dude. I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Maybe I'm wrong, but what do you want? There are 8 factors. You can decide on 8. Give yourself a rating, a ranking on each of these 8 factors. Put a weightage on it. You want to know which 8 factors? They go from brand to money to quality of life to team to learning. They're all there. And explanation of each of these, they are all there on my YouTube channel with the video, with the thumbnail. Should I take this or should I take this one? Which one should I choose? Very hard to tell me, for me to tell you right now, because this is a very personal decision. Okay. On the other hand, please remember one thing. This is a very good problem to have. So Never lose sight of that. Never lose sight of it. Congratulations. Happy for you. Well done. Okay, what else? Oops. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Just for fun, LinkedIn has stopped showing comments. Refresh, refresh. Hey, Bharat, thank you for being here and supporting me. I really appreciate it. Happy Midsummer, Risto, in Finland and Scandinavia. Happy Midsummer. I hope you're having lots of fun. Lots of drinks. You're welcome, Baruch. I hear this from people who aren't exactly hiring me directly, like friends. But people have to recruit me, never say anything. You know what? Maybe you just answered your own question. Maybe don't hang out so much with such friends because they're not saying anything useful. You know what I mean? That's not very useful. Hey, you might be too expensive. You might be too overqualified. Based on what? That's what I asked you. And then you told me it's not recruiters who are saying that, it's friends. And it's definitely not because I'm too old. I'm 25. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, because I'm thinking Antwerp Management School, the master's students or the bachelor. Yeah, you guys were definitely not older. Everyone who recommends me says I should definitely get the role. And I always ace interviews, but it's a longish comment. I want to make sure I don't miss it. Ghost me or say I'm too expensive indirectly. Also love talking, hearing about you when you were in Belgium. I am in Belgium. You're very welcome. Yeah, you're very welcome. I would love for you to become a success story of mine as well. But I tend to work, Baruch, with more senior people. But no worries, I got lots of free resources to help you. As much as possible, you want to delay the concept, the whole topic of how much do you make today, what would you like. I want you to delay that conversation till as late as possible, right? Especially in the early years. But at the same time, I would be very interested if I were 25. What would I tell myself? Okay, I'm 46. What would I tell myself 21 years ago? I would be more interested in you doing good work. Get good work and get known for something good. Like this guy is here. Whew, we're so relieved. Baruch is here. He's going to save the day. Get that reputation. And the only way to get that reputation is, I'm sorry for anybody who disagrees with me, but there is no shortcut for hard work. Hard work is the shortcut. Okay. And when you get known for that, money will come and it'll be easier to negotiate. And you won't have to beg and scream, and you won't get these kind of weird comments when people are like, his reputation precedes him. He's known for something. What I'm saying is not easy. It takes long to build that credibility. But when you're 25 and you have less financial burden compared to someone in their 30s or 40s, once children come in, once aging parents come in, it's a different story. But when you're 25, you're primarily looking after yourself. I'm obviously assuming that you're single, or if you're with someone that you're both financially independent and you don't have children. That's an obviously assumption, right? So yeah, good luck with that. 2:36. Folks, I need to run actually. It's 2:36 p.m. just for fun. I haven't eaten today. It's been one of those non-stop days. You're welcome, couple. Good luck with that. What's your ethnic background? Are you married? Okay. Let us move on. I appreciate the interest. Serena, what is happening? Remember last time when I said, hey, Serena, my phone started singing because it assumed that it was like I'm saying, hey, Siri. But my phone is now on, so the phone can't hear. Okay, here's Serena's question. I'm still interviewing and I'm still being told, no, this is 6-month journey is becoming so exhausting. Serena, this is no good, dude. I'm so sorry. But listen, if you're not getting any traction for 6 months, then we might have to face the facts here. What is the facts? The facts are something is broken here, Serena. And I, as much as I would love to blame the economy, the president, the job market, the hiring managers are idiots, all of that can be true. But I'm more interested in you. Why is this happening for you? Okay. Think about enlisting professional help. It doesn't have to be like, for example, my 6 month program, because if I remember correctly, you're looking at something like executive assistant. Is it executive assistant? My 6 month program may not necessarily be the right fit for you, but something short, like I also do audits, for example, a mock interview. Because if I remember correctly, you're getting interviews. You're getting interviews, which means your resume is working. But why are the interviews not converting? I think you had quite a few planned the last couple of weeks. So, you might want to go in and just get a surgical diagnosis and understand what's going on. And I do that. It's a one-time thing. If you want, send me a message separately on LinkedIn or something, and we can figure that out. You don't necessarily need to be like in a 6 month program, but the sooner you do this, the better, Serena, because you're like, otherwise we're like doing the same thing and expecting a different outcome. That's the good old fashioned definition of insanity, according to Albert Einstein, right? We don't want that for you. We want you to get earning as soon as possible. I'm so sorry. Man, that sounds really frustrating. Okay. Hey, Manoj. How do you see the? Oh my God, these type of questions, Manoj, make me a little nervous on my opinions on something because I'm not necessarily the right person. I can't find your comment, Manoj. Inside, just give me a sec. I see your comment. Yeah, who agreed with me? The hard work is the shortcut. My mentor said that. I wish I could take credit, but my mentor is the one who said that. Okay. Manoj, I found you, dude. There you are. I'm going to take 2 questions more. Okay, and I'll let you guys go. How do you see the job market of IT currently in India and abroad? We need to approach the market. It is still happening. I would say, it's very much busy. I have IT clients as well. But you know what companies like? And feel free if anybody's watching who's a recruiter or a hiring manager, because I would value your opinion as well. One sec. Okay, my chai is completely cold. People like it when you can save them money because you can do things better and faster than others. So, as an example, someone who's an IT, so very strong technically, but also very good with people. IT, coding, those are very black and white problems. But problem solving, dealing with difficult people, conflict, influencing skills, persuasion skills, dealing with ambiguity, teamwork, motivation, that stuff is hard. That's not very teachable. It takes time and practice. If you can do both, you tend to be a bit more valuable. That's the people that tend to attract more money as well. But the jobs may not be the same as maybe 3 years ago or 4 years ago when it was booming. But it's also evolving very fast because of AI, so one has to keep up. IT was always evolving and changing, but now with AI, it's happening at a much faster pace, right? Raj, you got a question about visas? Oh man. I'm going to get to your question, Raj. I'm not able to see this here. Yeah, I found you, Raj. There you are. The visa situations in the US, even after 13 years, the sword is always hanging on your head and you need to find another job in 60 days. It still happens. I'm 42. My God, that's a level of stress. That's a level of stress I do not wish on my worst enemy. Raj, at some point, sooner or later, this is going to beg the question with ultimately, what's the cost of all this? And if you are from India, for example, like, hey, because when you earn well, You can do well in India. You have a nice apartment, be closer to family, the food, the friends. It's a different lifestyle. Yes, of course. Different weather, depends on the city where you live. I know. I agree with you. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I agree with you. Okay. I think YouTube has gone a bit quiet. So I'm going to get back into LinkedIn. And yeah, Serena, you're very welcome. Good luck, my dear. Good luck, my dear. Do something about it. Yeah, make some changes that you need to. I think I'm good. Hi, Kapil. These Friday videos are really helpful. You're so welcome. This is why I do them. I'm glad they're helpful. 2:42 p.m. We have now been live for over 40 minutes. Fab. Thank you for being here, Ilmi. My God, I love this. We got people watching in the US. We got people watching in Indonesia, all the way to in Indonesia from one. I never understood why people say corner, one corner of the world, because there's no corners, right? It's a sphere. Do you know what I mean? How can a sphere have corners? Have you ever wondered about this? Why people say one corner of the world, four corners of the world? Maybe only if they're, yeah, okay. If it's a 2D map. Okay, maybe I was a bit too literal. Get with the program, so okay. I don't think I missed any questions. Somehow I thought I was behind, but I think we're good. It's about my kids. I hear you, Raj. I hear you. You want to get more employment security, which is difficult to think about, but the more valuable your skill set is, the more they will fight for you, you know? So I have people like somebody in my program who said, I'm the only one who can do this. I like hearing that because when you say that, you're a little bit harder to replace. So this is a question I want to leave you with when we end today. How can you become a little bit harder to replace? Little bit. And whatever that looks like, work at it. Small little changes, micro changes every day. How can you, with consistency? Okay. Good luck. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any other questions, feel free to just, drop them next Friday at the same time. I will be here, 27th of, yeah, I will be here. It's the last day of school. School is going to close for 2 months. I'll be traveling a lot, so I'm going to be logging in from different parts of the world wherever I'm traveling as much as possible. And if I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to re-record the live stream so I don't miss my streak of 5.5 years. Thank you for being with me live. Take care of yourselves, your health, your loved ones, and I shall see you at the same time next Friday.